Hey guys, today I am going to do a bronze smoky eye tutorial on probably one of my favorite palettes in a while. It's actually the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, and I am in love with this palette because there are a multitude of really beautiful looks that you can do. And also too, this is a palette where I could definitely use and actually wear every color. Today, I will be focusing along this area right here. So with this area, I'm going to create a very modern take on a bronze smoky eye. So I'm excited to show you that, and this will actually be part one of 3 parts using this palette. I'm going to create a total of 3 looks. This will be the first look in the series, and I will have to do a voiceover on this one. I do apologize. There is a ton of street construction, so I just don't want everyone to be annoyed when they watch the video. So stay tuned. I'll be right back and we'll get this started. Okay guys, so the first shade that I'm going to apply onto the lid is called Hazelnut. It's actually a really pretty soft golden bronze shimmery shade, and I'm going to use my Rouge Bunny Rouge Large Shader 003 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just pat it along the center part of my lid, just underneath my crease. Okay, so just in a back and forth motion. And just notice I'm not going too high up with the shade. I'm just making sure that I blend it and pat it back and forth as I go along. Okay, so just finishing up blending that side of the eye, and I'm not going too far out with the shadow, just blending it and patting it underneath the crease, which I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. And this brush is really nice because it allows you to apply color densely and evenly. Okay, so the second shade is Salted Caramel, and this is actually a matte shade. And I'm going to use my Armani Beauty blending brush to actually sweep that mid-tone, warm, kind of earthy shade, tawny shade I should say, just above the crease of my eye. So this is the transition shade that will bring these 2 colors together. Next, I'm going to actually use my Sigma E54 medium sweeper brush, and I'm going into the shade, what is this shade? Semi-Sweet Chocolate, and this is actually a matte shade. And I'm going to apply this just to the outer edge of the eye in an angled motion. I'm almost creating kind of like an inverted V, or excuse me, an inverted V or triangle shape along the edge of my eye, and just blending that in to the shade Hazelnut. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just initially creating that structured line as I begin, and then I'm just gently blending out the edges. I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other eye. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my Armani Beauty blending brush and blend that contour into the shadow of my eye. So everything just kind of is seamless and uniform. There are no harsh lines. And I'm just going back in, back and forth, diffusing that outer edge just a little bit to make sure everything blends together. Okay, so next up I'm going back into the shade Hazelnut, which is so pretty. It's that shimmery kind of bronzy golden shade. And I'm using my Sigma E54 brush again, and I'm blending and smudging along the lower half of the lash line. And that's just to create kind of a diffused smokiness underneath the lashes. You don't want to go too far down with a shadowy color like that. You don't want to look like you have dark eyes underneath. So I'm just smudging it gently, ever so gently, underneath my lash line. Now I'm going to take this gorgeous golden shade. It's called Creme Brulee, and it is a shimmer. And I'm simply just patting the color onto my fingertips, then over the center of the lid. So this actually creates a little bit of pop and dimension and a really pretty glow just over the center of the eyes. So once again, just bringing a nice dimension to the smokiness and brightening it up a bit. Next up, I'm taking my Rouge Bunny Rouge Eye Kohl pencil in Eve. It's a beautiful chocolate espresso brown, and I'm smudging it across the top lash line just right above my lashes. And you don't really have to do this too perfectly because I'm actually going to end up smudging this out with a brush, but for now I'm just thickening it up on the outer edge a little bit and then making sure that my line is more thin along the inner corners. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. And then I'm actually going to take my tapered E54, or excuse me, E45 brush, and I'm going to smudge that liner into my shadow just back and forth. This also helps to reduce and remove any kind of harsh lines or edges, so everything just blends seamlessly together. This is not a heavy lined look. It's supposed to kind of melt all together and look seamless and diffused. So next up, I have my IT Cosmetics Waterproof Gel Eyeliner Pencil. The shade is actually a black brown. It's deeper than my Rouge Bunny Rouge Eye Kohl Chocolate Pencil. And then I'm going to rim the inner rim, the waterline of the eye. I actually have to keep my eyes closed when I do this. It's just a personal preference. It's much easier for me. But basically where I'm lining it is just underneath my lash line along my waterline. I'm going to do that across the top waterline, and also I'm going to take that pencil and just smudge it into my inner bottom waterline as well, from outer edge to inner corner. Just kind of moving it along. And if you feel like you don't get enough color the first round whenever you're using a pencil, just go back in and blend back and forth until you get your desired pigment level. So next up, I'm taking my Sigma Small Tapered blending brush and just blending the liner down a little bit into that shadow, that beautiful hazelnut shimmer shadow. And this just kind of seamlessly fuses both shades and liner together so that there are no harsh lines. Okay, perfect. There we have it. Okay, so next up, my trusty Kevyn Aucoin eyelash curler. I'm going to curl my lashes, and this makes the biggest difference because if you don't curl your lashes, your mascara just won't have that pop and that curl and that lift. So speaking of mascara, I am using Rouge Bunny Rouge Modeling Witchery Mascara, and I'm just coating the lashes using a wiggling motion from the base of my lash up to the lash edge. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the lower lashes as well. Keep note though that on the lower lashes, you don't want to overdo your mascara because then it just kind of ends up looking spidery or heavy. So I just do a light coat, gently wiggling my wand back and forth across the lower lashes. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side to even everything out, making sure the lashes are defined and separated and that there are no clumps. And with this mascara, honestly, it's really hard to do because it's so great at defining. Okay, so next up, gonna fix the hair a little bit. And then I'm going to grab Rouge Bunny Rouge Original Skin Blush. The shade is Delicata. And I will be using my Sigma Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush in F15 and just softly buffing that blush color along the outer apples of the cheeks. And then I'm actually going to also use the same color a little bit, kind of, actually, no, I'm not, never mind. I'm using the Bronzing Glow powder from Rouge Bunny Rouge in the shade Gold Comb Bay, switching it up a little bit here, and then applying just a delicate pop of sun-kissed color along the temples, and then I'm going to move it along the forehead as well. So just notice that the bronzer is going to blend into the cheek color, and this is just a really healthy, tawny, slightly apricot, toned color. So I'm incorporating a lot of warm, kind of pinky tawny hues here. So next up is my Rouge Bunny Rouge Color Burst Lipstick. The shade is so pretty. It's called Whim of Mine, and it's a rosy apricot hue. I'm just dabbing a little bit over the center of my lips and blending out with my fingertips to create a more stained effect, not a full coverage effect here. Blending that out. And then next up, I'm going to use another product from Rouge Bunny Rouge. It's the XXX Lip Plump Swell Bliss, and this is in Clover Royal Jelly. And it's a really pretty shade. It's kind of like a berry with a little bit of shimmer. So I'm just going to sweep a little bit over the center of the bottom lip and then the top lip and fuse everything together. This way I get a little bit more of a highlight and a glow and some extra plumping effects as well onto the lips. So there you have it. This is the Bronze Modern Smoky Eye using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Once again, I really only used about 4 shades in the palette, and I've combined it with a nice chocolate brown pencil, a black liner along the inner rims of the eye, and also a defining and lengthening black mascara To finish the look, a really pretty apricot tawny cheek color that I've also used as a bronzer to touch point and highlight and frame my forehead and my temples as well. Last but not least, the lips have a nice kind of warm hued rosy glow. I top them off too with just a hint of gloss. And there you have it. There's the full look, keeping it just very modern, sultry, yet fresh. And everything that I've used, I will go ahead and put a link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks guys, have a wonderful day. See you later.